I'm Mwanza Glenn, fashion designer.
I am Javonka Williams, your Guyanese Queen of Pop.
My name is Hashim Ali. I'm a creative director here in Guyana.
Hey guys, this is Omaya Hall.
My name is Ramar. I'm a rapper, singer, songwriter.
I am Shukwana Holder, Miss Guyana Culture Queen 2024 and Miss Caribbean Culture Queen 2024.
Hi, my name is Kaiya, and I'm a singer-songwriter, and I'm on the showroom with Orlando.
Welcome back to another episode of The Showroom with yours truly. My name is Orlando, and on today's episode, I have a special guest. I have a Guyanese musician. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, and her name is Kaiya, and she's based in Barbados. Kaiya, welcome to The Showroom.
Thank you for having me, Orlando.
Definitely is a pleasure, Kaiya. So, Kaiya, let's talk about upbringing. Where did you grow up, and what were some of the hobbies you were into?
I grew up in East Rumvelt. Do you know where that is?
I know where that is.
Yes, so I'm an East girl. Some of the things I always love to do is read, sing. I always love writing.
Yep.
I was also into anything creative pretty much growing up. No, that's it.
Okay, and you told me you played basketball off camera. How was that experience playing basketball?
It
Because I
was-
played basketball too.
I know. It was literally one of the best experiences. Like, I feel like being a part of a team helped me in so many ways. Like, playing basketball, even though we would lose a game, we had to get up the next day and go practice again. And so I kept that same thing going with life. Even though if I don't win today or things don't go my way, I know I have to still get up and work on my craft. So, and it also taught me being a team player, just working on any areas you need to work on. We just keep practicing, and
Yeah.
you know.
At what age did you start playing basketball?
I started playing at 13.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for high school, basically.
Yes, I was very tall. I
Yeah.
thought I was, at least.
Yeah, you're pretty tall. You're pretty
I'm
tall.
over
actually.
average. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for average. Yeah.
I started playing basketball at that age, and it was an amazing experience. I love it. That's one of the best parts of my life, I can say.
Playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you realize that music was something you wanted to take seriously?
I always loved music. Even when I played basketball, everyone in my team knew that I could sing. So
Yeah.
when we travel, I would be the one singing the anthem. And so I've been singing in church. And moving to Barbados made me really wanted to be like in this thing for real, because I've seen so much people just do this for like gigs, that's their like side hustle. I started doing vocal training. Like, I saw an avenue open there, and I started to just train, and I was offered a spot in Richard Stout Teen Talent. I don't know if a lot of people know about that competition, but it's basically a competition that Bajans come out of, like Alison Hines,
Oh, okay.
Rupee, Edwin Yearwood, like the big names that we familiar with, that we know since we were kids.
Yeah.
All of them came out of Richard Stout Teen Talent, and I always wanted to join. And him and I became good friends. He was like a mentor to me, and he'd say, you're gonna excel in this business, in this music industry. And
Yeah.
I just took it up from there. And
So at what age did you move to Barbados?
I moved to Barbados when I was 18, 19.
Oh, so after high school was completed.
Yes, after high school was completed, I went to Barbados and started that journey. But prior to that,
Yes.
I really wanted. I had a little taste of the industry on a surface level, I would say.
Yeah.
And then after just experiencing different things here and there, I had to just take a break from it because it was like too much for me.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to try this thing again throughout the pandemic season. That was when I just really wanted to just hit hard with it. Is go or nothing, all or nothing.
Okay.
And I've never looked back since then.
Okay, so let's rewind to growing up in Guyana. Now, you were playing basketball and you were also singing. Were you taking singing seriously at like 13, 14,
No,
15?
I was not.
Were you singing in church?
Yes, I was just singing for the Lord.
Just singing for the Lord. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Were any other family members singing?
My grandmother used to sing.
Okay.
She was a big choir singer.
Yeah.
So I used to go to choir practice with her. And I used to just be looking at these people, like, they sound so beautiful, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm listening and I'm looking at the person's directing and how they pull the notes and all these things. I said, I'm going to try that,
Yeah.
you know?
So, but you never sang other than church until you left Guyana at 18, 19?
Yeah, I never sang professionally
Okay.
until I've left to go to Barbados.
How come though?
Because I didn't have the confidence.
Oh, you didn't have the confidence?
No, it's funny. Even though I can have the confidence to sing in church, but to get me outside of church,
Yeah.
and growing up in church, singing secular music, it was
It was frowned upon. That's-
definitely and most of the time because I was embedded in church,
Yeah.
it was hard for me to even try to listen to any other genre. So I had to
Just gospel?
They say you must listen to gospel and not secular music. But obviously, I was
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
still exposed to all the genres of music, and I loved each and every one of them.
Okay, okay. So talk about that, making that transition from living in Guyana to moving to a whole different country. Barbados, of course, our Caribbean sister.
Barbados is the experience was definitely something.
Yeah.
I would say I was a little bit mad at the time. I'm like, why do I have to leave my country?
Why
to
did
go?
you have to leave?
I felt like I was still too young to just be by myself when my mom decided to leave.
Oh, so
And
mom
she
left
was,
and went.
Yeah, she was
Gotcha.
definitely like, you're coming with me. I was still not fully grown to say, okay, well, I'm going to stay here by myself.
Yeah.
So that was not a discussion to be had. So
Okay.
it was challenging, moving to a new country with different way in which things were, being done. And
Yeah.
but it was a lot to experience. It was a lot of exposure for me. I felt like I can actually really follow the dream, chase this dream that I always wanted. Eventually I realized that this could be something for me.
What was your first experience with the food and the accent? Because the Bajan accent is serious.
Yes, it was really, I said to myself, I'm never going to have this accent.
Go
Even
bleh.
then, I knew I was not going to have that accent.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like sometimes when I'm in Barbados and I'm talking with Bajans, I have a little bit of the accent, but they can still hear that I'm not from Barbados.
You're not from Barbados, yeah.
So I'm kind of like still considered a foreigner in Barbados.
Okay, okay.
So-
so who was the main influence in Barbados to get you into music at that point?
So I've had a few people heard me sing, and there's like, oh, the first thing, since Richard Stout is a very popular talent show,
Yes.
and everybody that heard me sing keeps saying, oh, you should enter in this teen talent thing. And I was like, I hate competitions.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part. I don't like when I lose anything. And so, for some reason, my family, my mom, she was like, you should just do it. I'll support you. And I just went along with it. I did it twice, actually.
Okay.
Yes, I did it when I was 18 and I did it when I was 19 because it's a teen talent at the time.
So you have to be
You have to be a teen.
you have to be 19, 18 or younger.
You have to be younger, just teen. I
Just
think
teen,
now it's a little different.
Okay, so it still
And-
happens.
It still happens. Richard
Okay.
Stout, God rest his soul, only died I think 2 years ago. So he was still really working on trying to get, he did a lot for Barbados industry.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and, having him also as a mentor, he's always like taking me everywhere and say, we're singing at this Christmas concert, we're singing here, we're singing there, we're singing there, and I'm just going with it.
So you met him when you entered the competition?
Yes, I met him.
How is that process to enter?
Well, you have to do auditions.
So you have to go and sing in front
You
of a
have to
couple.
go sing in front of them, and they're going to say, okay, well, we're going to choose you.
Okay.
And I remember it like it was yesterday. The very first song that I sang was Adele, Chasing Pavements.
Chasing Pavement. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's when Adele came out.
Yeah.
So at that time, no one knew that song. They didn't even know who she was. They was
Really?
like, yes, because she's new,
Ah.
And, after Chasing Pavements and the whole stretch and the promoting, and eventually people knew who Adele was.
Correct.
So when I picked up on her, she was not that popular yet. That was her first song.
Gotcha.
So I was like, who's this? Is that your original song? Because I sang it exactly like,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And so I chose the song that suited my voice. And since then I said, you know what? I'm sticking with this kind of genre.
Genre music.
Yeah. And then progressing in it, I did
So talk about the experience, how it happens, like that process of getting, You audition in front of whoever.
Mm-hmm.
They select you. How do you move on in the competition?
Okay, so when they select you for Richard Stowe Teen Talent, you are prepped
Yes.
for so they will have people working with you to select songs that suit you
Gotcha.
and help you, not too thoroughly, but to help you. We in our rehearsals, because we rehearse,
Yeah.
they try to, say, okay, you should do this one up high, this note, that note. Then there were also people coming in to help us to figure out what outfit we should wear,
Wardrobe, yep.
how to perform on the stage. So we're just pretty much preparing for that first half of the show.
Okay.
That's like semifinals.
And that's in front of a live audience.
Yes, a really big audience.
really big
Like
audience.
a lot of people. There was this place called the Planetation. I don't know if it's still. I don't think it's open. I think they closed it.
Okay.
So it used to be filled with people. Very nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But the good thing about it is we had the help. We had the support. We are also taught to support each other as contestants.
Nice.
And that was good. It was really an amazing experience.
How far did you get in the competition?
Semifinals.
You got to the semifinals. Okay.
And I also win a prize.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
The prize that I won was the best dressed. I take that very serious
Very
because
seriously, yeah.
it was like a lot of contestants. And
So
to
how many
actually win that-
contestants were in the competition? Do you
I
remember?
do not remember.
Okay.
But I know it was about over 20 of us.
Over 20. And
And to win something from that was very interesting because this is like these singers
Yeah.
were like belting out. They were like amazing.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm telling you? Barbadian singers are amazing.
Yeah, they're very talented.
So you
So
can
when you got to
imagine.
the semifinal, how many persons were left? Like in the finals, like how many persons go to the final?
They do have a rung where it's probably like 10 persons.
Okay, like
yeah,
10
10 persons go to the finals. And
Is the winner selected by just the judges, or is there like a voting text message you can vote, or no? Is
no,
it just
at that
judges?
time, no.
At that time, no text message.
I
Okay.
didn't think it was text message. We just had judges, and they judged on everything as you see, on how you look, how you interact with the crowd.
Social media wasn't a thing back then.
Social media was definitely not a thing.
Not a thing back then.
You know,
yeah.
up to today, my video with that song that I sang is still played on CBC.
On
That's their
CBC,
their local TV station.
their only channel.
Their only channel.
Their only
So
channel they
sometimes
have.
I'll be in the house and I'm like, oh my God. Because listening to myself back then, I critique myself. I'm like, I am not that good at,
Yeah. What song did you sing?
I sang Vision of Love,
Vision of Love.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah, Mariah. Yeah.
That was in the semi.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
In the
so yeah, I hear it all the time. I'm like, oh my God, I should have pulled this note this way, this way. It's crazy.
So after that experience, what was the next step that you took after the competition?
After the competition.
Yeah.
So after the competition, which was very funny, since I won the best dress and everything, the person that actually gave me the trophy,
Yeah.
she offered me a modeling contract.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. At first, I thought it was nice, and then I realized I don't like modeling.
Okay.
It's crazy because I do like to dress and I do like to think, but I just don't like putting on too much makeup and just like moving up and down. Like I'd be like, oh God, what's the point of this? So I started a modeling career. It was very short-lived. Oh,
How short-lived?
I probably did like 3 or 4 that, and then I'm like,
And that was it?
that was it. I want to be singing.
Yeah, singing is more your lane.
But I was still singing, Richard Stout would call me from time to time. At that time, I still was not serious about music.
Yeah.
So he would call me from time to time when there's Christmas concerts, caroling. If there's anything that he needed me to sing at, I would definitely do it with a heartbeat.
So he was basically the one pushing you towards the singing career.
At that time.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah.
So then you compete. You in the competition. You make it to the semifinals. You get out of that. You model for a little bit.
Yes.
What else was Kaiya doing at that time?
Kai was doing anything to survive.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a strange country. I even found myself doing 3 jobs at one point in time. And at the time too, in my mind, I said, I wanted to do music.
Yeah.
And I had this really big dream that I wanted to go to Berkeley's School of Music in Boston.
Yeah, Berkeley School of Music.
Is it Boston?
I don't think it's Boston. I think it's in New York. I might be wrong. We could check it up.
I can't remember because that dream, I don't dream anymore.
Yeah.
But I had this thing where I wanted to go to Berkeley. And so I was looking for any kind of music thing that I needed to do. And my mom was like, I don't know if we can
Afford it?
I don't think we want to put any energy into this.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, as a musician, sometimes it's a lot. So she's like, okay, well then. I said, okay, I'm going to work and I'm going to try and do vocal training.
Yeah.
So I started vocal training and I was still not serious about music, because...
Even doing vocal training?
Yes, because I feel like it's one of the hardest things we have to do as singers, to train yourself to breathe a certain type of way that you're not accustomed to. And the thing was so hard. And I was like, I don't want to do this.
Okay.
Right? I want to sing,
Yeah.
but I just don't want to be going to this vocal training. But anyway, the good thing about it, my vocal coach was also like my life coach. So,
Nice.
yeah. So we were just with this thing battling over and over and over. And, it happened. It come to a point where I just couldn't afford it anymore. It was because vocal training is expensive.
It's a bag. Yeah.
You have to do, and you cannot do this thing and stop. You
Yeah.
have to continuously be doing vocal training. Even
Gotcha.
now in my height of my career, I still have to be doing vocal training.
Okay.
So at some point, I'm like, okay, where am I getting back the money from here?
Yeah.
This is like school. And then I stopped, and I try to do what she taught me, and we will still keep in contact. And she's like, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. So I did my own little vocal training
At home and stuff.
at home, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And then I joined the band,
Okay.
and we did crazy things that you do when you're in a band, go random places and sing and don't get paid.
Really?
Of course, like I don't know if there's anybody that ever started a band that never did free gigs.
Now, was the band like a cover band? You were doing other people's music?
Yes, we were doing cover bands.
Okay, cover
At that time, like I said, I was not thinking about even writing my own music.
Okay.
I was not even thinking about recording,
Yeah.
because in Barbados there's a system where people actually make money just by singing covers.
You do. You go performing.
You can perform at hotels, you can perform restaurants,
bars. Yeah.
private gigs, bars, anything. So we were doing that, chasing the bag. We did a few that we didn't get paid, and then eventually we got paid.
What was the name of the band?
I can't remember.
Can't remember.
I'm sorry, it was a long time ago.
Okay.
And that happened, and then after, it was like a whole host of stuff, because like being a singer and dealing with musicians is like, although we're creatives,
Yeah.
musicians are a little difficult, and they think that singers are difficult.
Okay.
So to have a band and people to work with that you can mesh with is something that you need to consider if you're going to start a band.
Yeah.
Definitely, because especially if you're not serious. Because sometimes I know people at rehearsal, and then where's the keyboardist, where's the drummer, and we like,
Yeah, I got you.
So I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
And what was that moment that you decided, like, I want to take it seriously now at this point?
No, fast forward to 2021 when we were locked down in Barbados.
So there was a big gap in between playing
Yeah,
with the band too?
the big gap was at the space and time life was life in,
Life
and
was
I
happening,
was
yeah.
definitely having a baby.
Okay, you're
I
having a
was
baby.
having
Yep.
a real life experience.
Yes, yeah.
And so with that, now I'm like, okay, well then this dream is dead. That's what I thought to
Yeah.
myself, like, because I did not want to have a child and have to chase this dream.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, I guess that's it for me. But I keep singing, and everybody's like, why are you not singing? Like everywhere that I work, everywhere I'm just singing, and it's like, you can sing very well, like real well. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like, so when 2020 actually hit,
When the
and
COVID lockdown.
COVID came, everything was on still. I just started to meet up with a few producers. I said, okay, let me just try this thing. So I met with some producers, and then we started doing some music. I wasn't trusting my writing at the time,
Okay.
because I've numerous books of writing, and I could never put them together and make a song. So I said, okay, I'm going to just let somebody write a song for me. I'm going to tell them what I want them to write.
Yeah.
And we started doing You Lost Me.
Okay.
And I said, okay, this is nice. Like I'm in the studio, like this is one step.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even know how far I would have reached, but it's like, I'm like, okay, when I hear this song, I'm thinking this is the best song I'm going to ever do,
Yeah.
I'm just boasting about it, telling everybody, like, I got a song, I got this one song. Everybody had their own opinions. I'm sending it to different people in the industry. Oh, you need to work on this. I'm like, oh my God. I need to get this right.
Yeah.
So, that's just basically what it is. But we had a little quiet time. We had a lot of time to be in self. Like I had a lot of time to really get to know myself, understand myself, and know that this is what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
Like all the other things that I've tried, it's not fulfilling for me.
Okay.
But this was always embedded in me, and I knew that one day I'll become a star.
Yeah.
And that was just like literally the awakening of Kaiya.
So what was the feedback you was getting from all the not the producers, but the music people that you send the song to? You lost me.
First, some were saying, they need a little, the beat wasn't this. Then they say I think it needed more words.
Okay.
And just random stuff like I did not want to hear.
Okay.
All right, because it kind of like shattered my dreams. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
got you.
thinking that this is the best song.
Of course you're gonna think that because you sang it. Yeah.
No, because to even create it, like I didn't think that I could have done that. And so at first I wanted to give up again.
Just after the reviews you got back from the song?
Yes, definitely. Like,
Really?
yeah, because
It could have been constructive criticism, you know what I mean?
it's constructive criticism
Yeah.
because it actually, in my music that I'm doing now, I don't hear that kind of criticism.
So you've learned from the past.
Exactly.
You did learn
It
from that
actually
moment.
helped me to be very like when it comes to my music, I'm very specific. Like I am not putting nothing out that people are saying, oh, this you could have worked on. When
Yeah.
you hear my songs now, I don't hear that kind of critique. It's like, wow, this is a banger.
The final product is amazing.
Yeah, this is good. That's
Yeah.
why I invest so much into it. And anybody that works with me in this industry
Yeah.
would tell you that I'm a perfectionist.
So you put out You Lost Me, you record that, you send it around. What was the second song you did after that?
The second song I did was So Nice.
So nice, okay.
So, when I did You Lost Me in Barbados, I was so excited. Regardless of what they said, I said, okay, I'm going to come to Barbados, to Guyana. After it's when I came, 2022.
Yeah.
So I came to Barbados, to Guyana. And I still I wanted to know what they're going to think about this song. Anyway, so I, looking around for producers. No, actually, let me backpedal a little bit. So I talked to one of my friends here,
Okay.
also creative like me, and I said, this is good.
Yeah, it's really good wine, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was telling him that I wanted to break into Guyana and see how that goes. And
Yeah.
he sent the song. I was like, okay, it's a good song. And we went to Finelli's place. At the time she was doing,
Finelli?
Finelli.
This is
And
a Guyanese
poetry
singer?
and hip hop.
Okay, hip hop. Okay,
Hip-hop and poetry.
Hip hop and poetry. Yeah.
You heard of them before?
I've heard of hip hop and poetry.
Good. So I've been down there and I sang the song.
You Lost Me song?
Yes.
Okay.
And I sang it in an acoustic version
Yeah.
because basically Finelli's hip hop and thing had this little acoustic vibe that I loved. It
Yeah.
reminded me of Barbados.
Okay.
So big up Finelli. And so basically I sang the song there, and the guy that was DJing at the time, he was like, is this song out on any platforms? I was like, yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah. And he was like, okay, can you send it to me? But remember, I'm a rookie in this business, right?
Okay, yeah.
So he said, I sent it to him, and he started to play it on 93. And now I feel like a big girl now.
What?
Because this song couldn't go on Barbados radio.
But it's on
Because I
Guyana
didn't
radio?
even push it to go there.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. So it'd be playing. Then HJ called me and they say, oh, I heard you got the song. And this time I am not an artist. Like, I don't see myself as that.
Really?
No, because I'm just doing this thing with no confidence. Then they started to play. I was like, wow. HJ was like, wow. And then now everybody asked me when they're going to do this next song. So I was like, okay, well, I got to do a next song.
You have to do the next one, yeah.
So I end up doing some covers at what's the place name in Melanie? James Bond place.
Okay.
So he had this
That,
karaoke thing.
A bar, yeah, that bar there.
So he
yeah.
had this karaoke thing, and he was doing like every Wednesday he would do like a local artist. So I was the featured artist that, a particular Wednesday,
Okay.
and I went down there and I did some covers of Lauryn Hill, my favorite singers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then a producer saw me and he was like, "Okay, I could work with this girl."
Nice.
And so that produces Vijay.
Vijay, okay.
So I didn't know that when I was gonna go into Vijay's studio that would be like an amazing experience for me, where I get a chance to just be myself.
Yeah.
He's one of the amazing producers here. Do amazing work for a lot of people around the world. So we did a reggae track called "So Nice."
So nice. Yep.
I'm still a rookie in the business. He did the track, and I'm like, this is the first time I actually wrote a song. He sent the beats, and I'm like shuffling through these beats, and I'm like, I like this one. And then all of a sudden, so nice. And then this is just like, and then the melody just keep coming, and I'm going all over the place
Yeah.
with it. And at the time I was at home, and my cousin was like, what craziness you singing, right? Because the writing process for me was, I don't know if it is for everybody else, but for me, it was very intense. And I think most people don't experience how it is writing a song.
Yeah.
So she was like, and today, that's like one of her favorite songs, just to let you know.
So nice.
Yes. Because it's so nice, open the doors for me.
Gotcha.
It was like, it wasn't, it was just like a prize for me. Like, it was just like, I just was so surprised that I can actually write a song. But that was the vibe I was feeling at the time. And I was like, yeah, like.
Okay. So
Let
the
me just
song was
write it down.
was well received.
It was definitely well received. I didn't get any bad feedback. The only feedback that I've gotten, and this is from my producer and a few other persons, that I need to put more energy and feelings into
Okay.
recording. And
Yeah.
that was constructive.
Yeah, it's always
You
constructive,
understand?
Yeah.
It was definitely constructive. So after that, I started being a perfectionist. I don't want to hear nobody tell me anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after So Nice, what was the next big song you put out?
The next song I did was Love Potion.
Okay, and that was all done in Guyana, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
good.
still in Guyana. I was supposed to just come for a little bit in Guyana and end up 2 years just doing music in
Just doing
Guyana.
music in
Yes.
Guyana, yeah.
So after So Nice, we did Love Potion, and Love Potion is literally still my favorite song of all day. Did you hear it?
I heard it, yeah. I actually checked out all the songs while doing my research for this interview, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard Love Potion, yeah.
I love that song up to this date, and I love it too because I wrote it too.
Yeah.
So
Lane is my favorite song. by the
Lane.
way. Lane is my favorite song, yeah.
I mean, once you have a favorite, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I was really going towards being this love sister, because, one of my inspirations singers are Barris Hammonds.
Barris Hammond, okay.
And I said, if I'm going to do this thing, I want to be this lover's girl,
Yeah, like
singing to the
lovers rock.
men. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the music is lovers rock. And it was just catered for like big people. And just me just having that mature vibe with a man,
Yeah.
Just letting them know that we do care for you too as women, and we
Yeah.
can sing for you. And it don't have to be too provocative or anything,
Okay. And you wrote Love Potion by yourself?
Yes, I wrote Love Potion.
That's great. Yeah.
But my producer would say he needs credit because it's his beat, so that's how it is.
you have to give him some credit.
I do give him his credit.
Yeah,
He gets his credit. So yes, we did that project together, and it was a dynamic. We had some backups. We had the vocals sent to Jamaica, get the backups done. I said, if I'm going to do this, I'm doing it the right way.
The right way, yeah.
And we got that project done. We sent all 2 of these songs to Ghana.
Okay, nice.
We sent them also to Barbados. And the feedback was just tremendous from there. And then I'm
That's
like,
great.
yeah, I'm feeling good.
Feeling good, yeah. And you stepped it up a notch and you got your first big video shoot because that was for...
Yes. So because of So Nice and Love Potion,
Yeah.
got me the opportunity to, because we sent those to Ghana, and then we said, okay, can we do a collaboration with an artist? And so we played the major artists that are in Ghana, okay, Stone Boy, Shatawali, Samini, and I think those were the main three at the time.
Okay.
And they asked me which one I wanted to do, and I said I like Samini because he has this reggae vibe like I do.
Yeah.
He also have the high life, and he also have Afrobeats down pack. And given how his personality was perceived, he's a little bit down to earth.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and Samini, if you know of him, he was actually the one that bring out Stone Boy, did work with Shatawali, did amazing things. He's literally a legend
Yeah,
in
I know.
Africa.
Yeah, that's good.
So that was like a major thing for me when I heard that, yeah, I like this girl. I can do this to this girl. So we just went ahead. That situation happened. I wouldn't say it's a situation. That whole experience happened really quick.
Okay.
So
Talk about it.
I'm going to talk about it because like, I feel like in this industry, you have to be quick.
Yeah.
As when somebody says, you gotta go. And that's the energy that I had
Yeah.
with all my music in Ghana and just singing. And like, he's like, okay, we got to get this done now. I'm in the studio making this song for like 12, 14 hours.
Oh,
No
wow.
sleep, getting this done. Then when we're finished, we have to go shoot a video. And that's like another whole day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can trust my writing still.
Okay.
Because this is another genre we're doing now. Because I asked him, I said, we called him. He said, yes, he's about to do it with her. He said, I have to pay him. But then when I met him in person, he said, Kaiya, no, you're just good people.
Really?
Yes. Actually, you're good peoples. We're going to do this. And
Where was this?
in Ghana.
So you went to Ghana to shoot the video and
I
record
definitely
it.
had to
Yeah.
go to Ghana. When we got to Ghana, we actually got into his studio. And I've learned so much.
Nice.
Throughout the process, I know that most artists in Africa, I don't know if in America, so they have their own personal engineer, personal producer
Yeah.
that can deal with their songs.
Yeah, can
So
tweak it. Yeah.
tweak anything. So regardless, I was using my producer at the time, which is Posse G. He did work for Barna, Wizkid, Samini, Shatawali, Stoneboy, everybody. That's a big name. So he worked with him, but he had his own engineer.
In studio.
In studio, he had his own studio.
Yeah.
He's an amazing person, and he's still very humble. So
That's
I
great.
learned I need to be humble.
You have to.
You have to be humble. You have to have your own little equipment and make your own song, create your own song.
Facts.
So just working along with Samini and he mentoring me and how to do stuff. Because he's such a big artist, he put his twist on it, and I didn't know how to match that at the time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the producer called me and he said, because we did one verse and Samini's verse. And then he said, okay, Kaiya, you need to come here and do this last verse. And I'm like, what am I going to sing about?
Yeah.
So while I was driving to the studio, if you know Africa, the traffic is crazy there.
Yep.
And I'm in this thing. I don't have the verse. And this producer is very head on. He wants me to come and do this because when Samini stepped in the studio, he did his thing.
Yeah.
Because he's seasoned to this. And I can't look like I'm not. So I'm in this, we in traffic like 2 hours. I said, all right, are we going to be in traffic about 2 hours? Let me write this verse.
Yeah. Write your verse.
And I'm looking outside the window and I'm seeing people just being happy for no reason. I'm like, why are they so happy? Like, they don't even have nowhere to live. They don't even have food. And so, through the good times, the bad times, and you'll be all right. So that kind of like come to my head.
Yeah.
And then I was like, And I was like, I had a really hard year. Even though my music was good, I was having so much problems with trying to promote it, trying to learn the business, trying to fit in. Where do I fit? It was so much. So I said, all right, this year, they can't drain my energy. Me no want see the enemy. So I started just like kind of like chanting this verse.
And you put it in.
And I put it in. And when I got there, he was like, I hope you get this verse. I said, I do. And I'm like, but I don't know where I'm going to fit everything in. And he's like, no, I got you. We got people in here that's going to arrange the song, how it's supposed to fit and what's not. And just seeing them do that, because literally everything was all over the place with the song.
Okay.
So they bring in the composer. If that's, I think that's the one that structures the song.
Yeah.
He didn't really write the song, so. Anyway, they brought in these guys and they put everything in place where they need. When I heard the record, I'm like, wow.
Sounded really good.
It did sounded really good. Did you hear it? Feel the vibe?
I heard the song. Yeah, I heard Feel the Vibe.
Feel
yeah.
the Vibe was just a song that just came. I wanted to bring Ghana and Guyana in the spotlight.
Yeah.
And I also wanted the thing that was on my head most of the times while doing this song was a lot of depression,
Okay.
suicide, and at that time that was happening a lot, especially in Guyana. So
Yes.
I just really wanted to do that and just say, you know what, I know a lot of things happen because of being depressed and just being sad, and I'm seeing people that have worse than you guys here in Guyana, and they seem to be happy.
Yeah.
So that was just like the real essence behind Feel the Vibes.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah, I
So
get
if you listen to Samini part, he say, you know, you feel 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Now is the time to celebrate. So let's pop some champagne. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So you had a great experience in Ghana doing that.
Tremendous, amazing. Because we didn't even reach to the video part yet.
Yeah.
So
'Cause I saw the video. I did see the video on YouTube. Yes.
yes, I did not know what the hell I was doing. So it was amazing
Yeah.
to me that I'm just such a natural.
You're very natural. Yes.
I think I am, like, because these people thinking that I do these things, you know.
Yeah.
Can they just put me and say, "Kai, just do whatever you want."
Just do what you gotta do. Yeah. Now you guys shot that video in like one day.
One day.
One day.
One day we moved from Accra, which is the capital
The
city,
capital. Yeah.
and we went to another region. I think it's Vault region, which is 2 hours away.
Okay.
And then we just started shooting. And the thing is, we just end up at this market, and I just went to the market, and everybody just kind of dancing along with me and walking on the road. We didn't tell these people what to do.
Yeah,
they
they
just
just-
was. I'm telling you, because Ghanaians are just literally happy people.
Happy and just a natural feeling too.
Yeah, so that was like real nice for me. And you know, Samini did his part. It took us a while with his part because he's such a big name there. Everybody wanted pictures, wanted
Ah,
autograph.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
it's you know, when you see a celebrity, I'm like, one day I'm gonna be like you with your 4 bodyguards.
Yeah.
Even I can't even touch him sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
are we doing a video together? They're serious. So and the thing is, it was just out of this world. And then when I thought it was over, they brought in this girl to do the fire thing. I'm like, you did not tell me this, because usually when you're doing a video, they're gonna tell you things. They're gonna lay it out and show you what you're gonna wear, what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
In the process of it, the stylist backed out on the same day. And
Oh,
then
wow.
I was like, what am I going to wear? I'm mad, because I did all the measurements. I knew I was going to wear. And then they found this other guy, and I walked up to him and I said, you better make me look good. You better get something that I want to wear. He's like, I got you. And it's just amazing how they do things in Africa. They put it together like it was no stress.
That's good.
You know, I just had to just show up. They did my makeup. They just say, okay, just go here, whatever. They fanned me because it was very hot. so
Very
it's
hot,
like
yeah.
literally being dripping. And I just had an amazing time. Like, I feel like I was just chilling, just
chilling.
dancing, singing, and in my, you know,
And
my
long
own
did you-
element.
How long did you stay in Ghana?
I stayed at least 3.5 weeks.
Okay. 3.5
Yes.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed 3.5 weeks, and we did a media tour as well.
Nice.
Yes, we went to the radio stations, and I was literally the very first female from Guyana that, you know, I think was introduced to Ghana.
That's amazing.
Because I don't think they've ever met a Guyanese. Maybe they've met Eddie Grant. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I'm saying female.
Female, yes.
Because we don't televise stuff that Guyanese do a lot.
That is very true.
So how would I even know if something would have happened way before I was
Way
born?
before then.
But I make sure that they know this of me now, because
Yeah.
I'm announcing it.
Yep.
So yes, we did that, and it was history. First female Guyanese to actually collab with an amazing Ghanaian artist.
It's a Ghanaian artist.
And I'm very proud of it, just to let you know.
That you should be. That's a great feat. Did you come back to Guyana straight after that?
No, I think I went to Barbados.
You went to Barbados. Okay.
Yes.
And what was the next song that you worked on?
So after Feel the Vibe, I think I missed a song. Before Feel the Vibe, I did a song called Mama Guyana.
I saw Mama Guyana. I don't know if that was a recent one or that was one.
No,
way back,
we
but I
did.
saw it.
We did Mama Guyana. So Mama Guyana is still to be continued, because it's a project I'm doing in Guyana, and I have to complete that project because I want to make it a big project in terms of video and everything.
Yeah, 'cause I
it's
did
a
not-
Guyana song.
Yeah,
so
I did not
it's-
see any video for it. That's why.
Yeah. So
yeah.
we're still working on that. So that's ongoing. After Feel the Vibe, what did I do after? Oh, I did Lane.
You did
No, I
Lane.
actually went to Nigeria to do the EP.
Okay.
Yes.
Because Lane is the most recent song you have out.
Yes. So it took me a while before I even dropped another song. It took me a little while.
Or
And
between those two songs?
yes, between, because after Feel the Vibe, a lot has been happening.
Life was
And life was life and again,
Yeah.
but I wasn't in the thing that I'm giving up because I felt like I had accomplished a lot that I
Yeah.
never even saw come in, or I took my time with the music because everybody's expecting you as an artist to keep dropping music all the time, all the time, all the time.
Every couple of months they want a new song.
Yeah, and I'm on it. I'm still a little bit thing with this new track that I'm gonna drop soon
Okay.
because I had a timer, but behind the scenes is a lot.
Okay, yeah.
We can come here, we can smile, we can look good, we can perform good, but behind preparing everything and having that team and
Yeah.
having those things prepared before dropping a song is very crucial. And I just didn't want to say, oh, I'm going to just drop something because the music was there.
Yeah, you
You
had it.
understand?
You already have it.
I already have it. Lane was done since early up in the year, last year.
Last year, okay.
So we never dropped it until this year.
Yeah.
You understand? So it was just like a lot that I had to learn as an artist. It's not just singing. It's not just singing. It's
gotta
not just
put the
writing.
work
It's
in.
not just performing. It's a lot. And I was not ready yet to drop anything. So after Feel the Vibe, we went to Nigeria this time because I knew after Ghana we was going to go to Nigeria
Okay, yep.
and worked on an EP. So I did an EP, we did the video, and that was an experience and a half that is 6 months this time.
6 months
6 months.
in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, I survived.
Oh, nice. By yourself?
No, I had my team there. I
You
have a
had
team
with
down
you?
there.
Okay, nice. Okay.
But the thing is, I had to be prepared for Nigeria. So that's why I feel like Ghana and even Guyana, everything prepared me for that because that's where Afrobeats was originated.
That is true.
That's where the real industry is. So you're always surrounded musicians, you're always surrounded artists, you're surrounded people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like it's just a whole complete thing. It's like you're in America.
Yeah, Nigeria, they have Nollywood, they have the music set
So
up.
they have the system set up.
They have the system set up. Yeah.
So as an artist, you just show up. They're always prepared for you because that's their thing.
that is their thing, yeah.
So the experience is amazing. Like I learned so much, like things that you shouldn't do as an artist, things that you need to do as an artist.
Yeah.
How far your limits is. You have no limit as an artist. How you need to present yourself. Just the little sacrifices you need to make because it's no sleep.
Yeah.
So even though I'm there for 6 months, I'm just not sleeping.
Just performing, working. Wow. Any performance while you were there?
Yes, I did club performance.
Club performances,
Yes,
okay.
because we had different tours. I did a media tour as well, and again, first female Guyanese to actually do this.
Nice.
So we did a club tour as well, and the music is playing. It's Afro beats, so they're accustomed to that.
Yeah, they're accustomed to that, yeah.
And I put a little twist to it with my Guyanese accent, obviously, and
Yeah.
just a few words and way in which we do stuff here in Guyana, which is cool. I find it's cool.
And how was it received?
It's received very well.
Good.
Nigerians love to dance. They love music.
Yeah.
They're not going to. Once the track is good, they're going to support that.
That's nice.
We don't have an issue. And when they hear my other music, like on the radio, it's like especially the lovers' music. It's like this is very refreshing
Yeah.
because they listen to all genres, mostly Afrobeats all day because they support their music very well.
That's good.
And the reason I think they would support me because I would say the project is 80% Nigerian.
Okay.
If you look at it that way. We did the video there. We did the recordings there.
Yeah.
That was the only way that I feel like they would have supported it because, that's something that we need to do as, Guyanese.
Yeah.
How
How do you compare the two? Guyana and Nigeria, the differences. Hey.
Well, even the layman know, anybody that don't do music know that we don't get that support. We don't even get that system in place for us.
Yeah.
So basically, it taught me that I am good.
You are.
We are good.
Yeah.
It's just that we don't have any structure for us here. And
Yeah.
that shouldn't make you feel less of a person. You're an artist. You're good at what you do. Just stand on business with that.
Just stick at it.
Just stick at it. Stand on business.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't let no one treat me less of a person in this country at all.
That's good.
Because I see how other people react to an artist. They see us as a big deal, just to let you know. Because to some people, it's like, how do you do that?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, how do you even keep up with this? Like, and even my friends that were looking in on, I had some friends that really get to experience it because they don't have artists as friends. So you have an artist as friends, they'd be like, how do you manage? Because there's literally always something to do. Sometimes we're just there for hours. Sometimes they come, you finished yet? Finish what? I'm not even what? I'm not even halfway yet. And I'm
Yeah.
not even forcing this thing. Like, we're just there. If you're in the studio, you take about 5-6 minutes, 6 hours just vibing.
Yeah.
You're vibing. If you have a writer, you're vibing with that writer because he needs to understand
Yeah.
what he needs to put out there. Then you also have to listen to beats.
Listen to beat.
Then if you're really that interested, you're gonna be interested to see how they make the beats, how everything. So
The
it's
whole
like,
production behind everything.
this is what I'm here for. So I don't know where else to go, nothing else to do. Nothing else is exciting for me.
Yeah.
And then when I'm finished this, the real work starts.
It's a
Where
lot
you
of
have to
work.
go, and then there's the other part that I really don't like so much is the socializing part.
Yeah.
It's just always gotta always meet somebody.
There's always something happening.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but okay, now let's talk about the finances of being a musician. How expensive is it to do a song in the studio, get the production behind it, and then put that song out?
Well, I can tell you this. If I had known that I needed to be rich before I can do this, I would have never done this.
Yeah.
So the thing is that I would say if you have a sponsor,
You need a sponsor.
you
Yeah.
definitely need a sponsor. You definitely need people that are going to pump money into you because it's hardly any artists have their own money to do this. This is
Yeah.
one of the most expensive business you could ever put yourself in.
Yeah.
So you have to pay for literally everything. So if you have somebody that believes in you and
Yeah.
want to fund that money and want to go hard with you, then that's a blessing
Yeah.
that I appreciate because I could not have done that without it because these things are really expensive. Especially you see the quality of my video, it is not cheap.
Yes.
And just even getting the production, and these people are going to show up for you, but you have to have that fun. You have to have the
You
funds.
gotta have the money, and even like you said, staying in Nigeria for 6 months, that's
Yes,
expensive.
it is. It's very
Yeah.
expensive,
All
but
that adds up.
it does. Everything add up. Every dollar counts.
Yeah.
You understand? But it is good for an artist to have that exposure.
Yeah. Can you recoup some of the money from performances?
Yes, you definitely can recoup the money from performances. That's why it's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a big investment. So the thing about it, after investing in all of these things and doing whatever, now the work really starts. Like I'm trying to figure out when this really is gonna end. But it never ends because now I'm preparing for performance like on big stages,
Yeah.
around the world. And that's another set of money that you have to put in. Because when people hear you're going on tour, they probably think, oh yeah. But you have to have things in place. You have
Yeah.
to have, if you're doing a band, you have to have your stylist, you have to have your clothes, you have to have everything in place.
You gotta have hotel, food.
Hotel food, well, sometimes for some artists that's being
That's covered by
that
the promoter.
covered by the promoter.
Yeah.
But you have to come with your team because you just can't be there by yourself
No.
putting this on. You have
That
to have
is true. Yeah.
it's a whole bag of people. So
What are some of the places you've performed since you've put those couple songs out?
so I did in Ghana, Nigeria, Barbados.
Nice.
I performed in Guyana as well.
Okay.
So for now, those are the 4 markets that I'm working
That
on.
you're working on. What was the event in Ghana that you performed?
I performed for the president once.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, he had liked Mama Guyana song. I performed at the airport.
Okay.
Yeah, they called me to do something at the airport, and I performed at Miss Guyana one time too.
Miss Guyana. Okay.
Miss Guyana World,
Yeah.
and then I performed at Pegasus. With the same Miss Guyana, I think they had a party there or something. I performed there,
Okay.
and a few places I don't even remember all.
Yeah.
And in Barbados, I did a live performance on their television station.
The one and only television station.
People still look at it.
Yeah, people do.
Yes, especially Morning Barbados.
Yeah,
Like
that's the popular show, Morning
you,
Barbados.
even though it's a popular show, it's not easy to get on the Morning Barbados show.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You think it's easy?
I never said it was easy. I didn't know it was easy. I just know they have one show.
What happened with the Morning Barbados is mainly because they saw that I traveled.
Okay.
Yeah, so because if I was just living in Barbados, there's a lot of people that's still trying to get on that show.
Really?
It's a big deal. Like, and even having your song played on the major radio station, which is Slam, is a big deal.
It's a big deal too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yes, and in Ghana, I performed at a Jamaican hotel or restaurant, Jamrock. So apparently, when the Caribbean people go to Ghana, they go to Jamrock.
Oh, they go to Jamrock?
Yes. Even artists perform at Jamrock, reggae artists, because it's a Jamaican place.
It's a Jamaican spot.
So they bring in a lot of artists and what's not. So I performed, and that was like a major platform for me.
Okay.
And in Nigeria, like I said, I just did clubs, appearance, and those kind of things. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We're still working on Nigeria. Because this is just an introduction. Lane is an introduction to Nigeria.
To Nigeria.
Because remember, it's a saturated market. It's a big market. There are thousands of artists coming out of
Nigeria
Nigeria.
is super big. Yeah, when it comes to...
It's huge.
Yeah.
So you got to be real special, yo.
Oh, yeah. What show are you looking forward to performing in Guyana? One of the big events that you want to perform on?
I don't mind performing for what is African show? Emancipation.
Emancipation, yeah.
Yeah, I performed at Emancipation. I forgot
you
to
have
mention
already?
twice.
Okay.
Yes. That platform was actually a good platform for me.
Nice.
Because I'm always into roots. I'm always into culture. I'm strong in that, and the promoters give me a good ear.
Oh, that's good.
They did give me a good ear to just showcase Kaiya for a 2-year run. For the rest of the years I was not around, but
Okay.
hopefully if I'm here in August will be a good opportunity to connect with those audience.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll be here for the rest of the year, but I'm hoping to perform in Ghana in September.
In September, Ghana.
Yes,
That's
and
nice.
that's going to be my biggest appearance. I don't want to, I'm excited about it. Maxi Priest and all these people going to be
nice.
down there, so
That's great.
That's going to be a big thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about the Guyana music industry that you would like to see change?
Definitely, I would like to see we get our copyright laws in order.
That's
And
important.
I would love to see other people just really seeing us as a gem, because we're literally a resource in Guyana that can
Yeah.
help a lot of things. We have a lot of people that are talented. I've met some amazing. Even Mama Guyana was written by a Guyanese.
Nice.
Yeah, I sat down with him and we wrote that song. If you listen to the lyrics, the producers are talented. I know we're up in our game with the sound.
We are.
We are up in the game with the song. So now we basically have to have that structure around the artist to just help us to be more marketable for the outer world.
Yeah, for the outside.
So we
world,
definitely
yeah.
need that help in that aspect, because regardless of how much support you get, you need to get the support from your country.
You have to.
Play our music on the radio, and not because you see Guyanese attached to it, you don't listen to it, because that's a big thing for me. Like I made this joke the other day and said, okay, I'll just tell them I'm from anywhere else and I'm sure they're gonna listen
Yeah.
to my song,
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, if you listen to Lane, you would not think it's a Guyanese.
No, you wouldn't think it's a Guyanese musician.
You understand? And
Yeah. The sound, the Guyanese musician, the sound is getting better too.
Yes,
It has gotten really,
that's what I'm
really
saying.
better,
So
yeah.
they work on the song, so that is a good thing. So
Yeah.
now is a collective between playing our music, because
Yeah.
even for me, even though Lane is a good song, I still feel like, because I remember being in the industry and having one song, which was He Lost Me, and somebody mentioned, oh, you only got one song, But you cannot tell me that now.
Yeah, you
You
have.
get what I'm saying? I have a variety. I have so much songs that you can listen to for like a whole hour or 2 hours on a carriage ride.
That's good.
Half of them are not out yet.
Yeah, but they're gonna be out soon.
They're gonna be out for this entire year.
Yeah.
You understand? So people always say this is good for Guyanese. Like, I don't want to hear that no more.
Yeah. It's
We
just
are
good.
just as good as everybody else.
Yeah, it's just good.
It's just a little tweaking some of us need.
Yeah.
And if you're not a writer, it's okay. You don't have to fight up yourself. This industry doesn't. There are people that have never written their songs and they're major stars.
Correct. Yeah, of course.
So for Guyana, people always say, "Oh, you don't write your songs and you don't write songs." You don't have to. It's
don't
not
have to.
necessary. It's good if you can,
yeah.
but singers are not writers,
No, they're not.
and writers are not singers. But if
some,
you have
some
both,
transition, yeah.
no, but if you have both of that, that's a plus.
Big plus.
And-
Because Neo was a writer and not a singer. Now he's a writer and a
Exactly.
singer. It happens.
And then it's nice when you can play an instrument, but if you
That's good
just
too.
work on your stronghold.
yeah.
And then they got some people that are so good at performing. Like,
Yeah.
that's their thing. Do whatever you think would propel you to that stage.
Has any other Guyanese artists reached out to you to any collaboration?
Yes, Guyanese artists reached out to me to do collaboration. I
Okay.
started doing with a few. I wouldn't mention it,
Okay, that's fine.
but it's to look out for.
Good. Gotcha.
Yes,
gotcha.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Once we have the vibe, like I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you plan to drop the other music? You said the end of this year or throughout the year?
No, it's gonna be dropped in the next month.
In the next
We're in
month?
June right now.
Yeah, we're in June. Yeah. So you're gonna drop the music soon.
Yes, definitely. Look out for that.
Look out for that music.
Definitely. It's amazing.
And you want to perform with Emancipation in August, and then you travel September.
Yeah. But I mean, while I'm here, I'm getting some offers. That's one thing I learned about an artist. We're especially like an artist like me. And when I say like me, I mean I'm I feel like I'm a person
Yeah.
and I just do music. That's how I see myself. So I don't think that I fit in anywhere.
Gotcha.
And I fit on every stage.
Okay.
You understand? Not because this is hot, I'm going to go on it.
Yeah.
I'm just a person, just loving music, doing it. There's so much vibes to me, but I still select where I need to go.
Yeah.
You understand? So if it's a right place that I'm familiar with and I'm okay with, then I would perform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's one global artist that you would love to do a song with?
Many.
Many?
But I would say I wouldn't mind doing something with like Wyclef.
Wyclef Jean.
Yes.
Nice.
I love Wyclef.
Okay.
I would do stuff with Burna Boy
Burna Boy is amazing. I love Burna Boy.
and
yeah.
Davido.
Davido, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the next step, to do a collaboration with a Nigerian that is, a big artist.
Okay.
So you got to work on yourself before you get there. Because everybody be like, oh, you're in Nigeria, why you don't collab?
Yeah.
It doesn't work so.
It's not that easy.
It's not that easy. You have to work on yourself.
You have to work on yourself.
Build
Get
yourself.
Get yourself to that certain point.
Yes, I'm not at that point yet.
Exactly. Then you
So-
can shoot them a message, or their representative, their
Or
agents.
Even they can contact
They
you
will
based
see
on
you
what
and
they
contact
see
you.
what is going on. But
Exactly,
you have
yeah.
to be prepared for that.
Yep.
You understand? There's a lot of things that I jumped the gun with,
Yeah.
and I've learned that it's okay for people to come to you, reach out to you,
Yeah.
and they always come back.
So true.
Because
yeah.
even today, a situation happened like that where I was trying to reach out to somebody 2 years ago, and now it's in my lap, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You don't write nothing off in this industry.
Yep.
Try your best to keep good relationships and keep
Definitely.
an open mind.
Yeah.
And you always have to learn because you need to be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
exactly.
Yeah,
Stay
yeah.
ready.
Where can people find you if they want to book you for a performance? And you can drop your socials as well.
Okay, well, I'm Kaiya's Music Official 2022 on IG.
Yeah.
Kaiya's Music on TikTok. Kaiya's Music on Facebook.
Yep.
Kaiya's Music on YouTube. So you can go subscribe to my YouTube. You can check me on all platforms.
Yep. And you have all the songs are on YouTube. That's how I
Yes.
came across all the music actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're still working. Artist development never stops. There's a lot more work that I'm working on.
Yeah.
So, but for now, you can always get me on those platforms, on IG especially.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's
Is
at.
there anything else you want to let the people know about Kaiya? Or in general?
Well, I want to say thank you for having me. First of
Definitely. It's a
all,
pleasure. Yeah.
this is an amazing platform.
Yeah. Thank you.
and I'm enjoying the wine. Like I think I came across it
Yeah.
in like Bounty or one of them Fort Street.
Yeah,
This
definitely
is
grab a
cheers
bottle.
to
It's
the
really
wine.
good.
Like I love this.
Cheers.
So I'll definitely grab a bottle.
You should, yeah.
And then yeah, I just want to say continue to support me, continue to support my ventures. Like I am an artist, but I'm also a traveling person. Like I learn, I feel like I can see when I see things, I get what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like when you tell me stuff, and I'm just loving the process, loving learning and just being in this. This is like literally the fun time that I've ever had in my life.
Just keep learning,
meeting
growing,
people, and yes, it's a journey, and I'm not making it look like I'm just doing music. You know what I mean? Like I am doing music, but I'm still enjoying it
You're
while I'm
enjoying
doing
the moment.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
Well, listen, Kaiya, thank you so much for taking the time out to come in the showroom.
Thank
It was a
you.
pleasure having you here. I enjoyed our conversation.
Me too.
All the best for the upcoming music. I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you so
I'll be looking
much.
forward to that, man.
Yes.
And that's a wrap. Yep.
Cut.